Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This week, we are talking about marketing your coaching services and social media when it comes to marketing your mountain bike coaching services. And the reason I am filming this video is because I had a conversation with a friend this week. And she runs a coaching business and she is afraid of being irrelevant through the winter, and she wants to keep her clients engaged on a platform and on her email list, but she's not riding right now, so she's not putting out any new content or filming new things because where she lives is snowy. And I feel like a lot of you can relate to that, especially if you are here for the mountain bike coaching content that I put out and the mountain bike instructor training content that I put out, then you can probably relate to this. And sometimes I know that social media can be tough for a lot of business owners and a lot of coaches. Believe me, you are not the only one if you struggle, I promise. But there are things that we can do to make this easier. And so today I want to talk about that. And I want to talk about some types of content that you can create through the winter to keep your clients and your audience engaged and hopefully reach new clients and gain new followers and stay up to date and be on their mind so that when you are coming out with your coaching services, whether it's the spring or the fall or summer, spring or summer, then you'll be able to get signups and people will be expecting your offers and will really be excited to buy your offers. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the mindset shift that is needed when you are posting on social media. And if you are someone who is not in love with posting on social and you have a really hard time showing up there, I want you to adopt one of my favorite mantras. And that mantra is create more than you consume. So instead of, and really what that means, instead of getting on social media and scrolling and consuming everyone else's content, I want you to be very intentional about creating new content for your audience and for the people that follow you. No matter how many followers you have, no matter how many people are on your email list or on your YouTube channel or whatever it is, create content for them. Create more than you consume. That means stop scrolling and start creating content to stay in that creative space of creating content for your audience. So I think that sometimes when it comes to social media, we think that we just have to be on, like, we have to make reels, or we have to have these really good visuals, or I have to have these like expert photos. And that is not true, especially when promoting your business or your services. A lot of the content that does really well for me is the stuff that's not super polished. And I know that sounds crazy. I mean, yeah, like maybe some of the like really high quality photos and stuff like that, they get a lot of views sometimes, but they're often not the things that people share, or they're often not the things that people resonate with. So keep that in mind. Don't feel like you need to make this like super glamorous content to be relevant or stay relevant. Now that we've got our mindset shift and we can really come from this space of creating, we need to think about a couple different types of content that we're going to stay up to date with through the winter time when we are not offering classes or clinics or privates or anything like that. And we're going to focus on three types of content. Then the first one is solutions. We are always creating solutions for our clients. So, what transformation are you really good at getting people? That's something to ask yourself when you're in this space of creating. So, maybe you are excellent at teaching cornering and you can teach people how to corner and they are just railing berms and even just like railing flat corners so fast. And that's something I really want you to hone in on. And cornering is just one example. Maybe you're really good at shifting people's mindsets during coaching lessons. You're really good at teaching beginners. Like, is that your jam? You love to teach women's clinics. Then hone in on those things for the winter time and really start to share solutions to that group and to the people who want to learn that skill. So focus on the solutions that you can give and what transformation you are really good at. Number two, the second type of content that we're really going to focus in on this winter is stories. So we are going to share so many stories about you, about your writing journey, about how you started, things that you've struggled with when you first started, maybe things that you still struggle with now as a business owner, as a coach, as a new instructor. I want you to tell that story. And I will say that it doesn't have to be this like long, profound, huge thing. It can just be small things. Share a lesson learned from your journey. Or something like a then versus now of just your journey in your writing. I do that all the time in my content. If you scroll down, you'll see all these little snips of me when I was like a newbie, or me when I first started a skills practice and how terrible my skills were at that time, and then the evolution of what that looks like for me now. That's such a good one to relate to your audience with. Then always like, another example of that is like sharing a win. Share a win as a business owner, as a new instructor, as, a new coach. Like share a win. People want to hear from you in that way. Okay, so we have solutions and we have stories. So you're really going to hone in on that story, and people really connect with those stories. I'm telling you, the list can go on, and you can kind of pull from different areas of your writing experience or maybe previous coaching that you've had to really share things that resonated with you. All right, so the next one that you are going to focus on as a coach for this winter is your systems. Okay, so this one's such a good one because this one is where you can stand out in your coaching business and you as a coach. Because if you have a certain way of teaching something, say you've built a framework that's really unique and you teach cornering in this way, share that system and get people excited to know this is what we teach in my camp for the summer. Like we really go over these 5 things to really hone in your jumping technique. I think this is something that we often miss, and we feel like sometimes that we're like giving our coaching away for free, and that's just not the case. People will find that so interesting, your framework and your system of what you coach, and be like, you know what, I'm going to go to Joanna in Sedona because I know that she rides technical features a lot, and I want to learn her framework, her system for how to ride more technical terrain and how to really hone in my technical climbing skills. This is also a really great place, like when you're really talking about your system, this is where you can start to talk about your coaching offers and really get people stoked about what you have coming up for your upcoming season. Get them stoked and start talking about the things that you offer. Maybe that is a women's clinic, or it's a skills specific session or camp, whatever that is. Get people stoked and start talking about it now. The reason why is because when you put the registration open and when you put these things out into the ether and people are ready to sign up, they will be way more familiar because they've known that you've been talking about these offers for a while now. They're going to be like, yes, I want this. This is also with your systems. I put this underneath there. This is kind of like an extra little pro tip that I would give you is in the winter, when you're not coaching and it's your off season, to think about polling your audience. Ask them the things that they're struggling with. Make a post about, hey, we want to hear from you and we want to know the things that you would like offered in the community. What are the things that you're struggling with? What are the things that you need help with in your writing? And hone in on your skills clinics and the things that you offer, because then that's where the magic happens. And once you release your schedule out, people will sign up because they know what to expect and you really listened to the things that they wanted. And it's cool because that's when you really get to create these solutions to their unique problems. And, maybe that is, for instance, I have a I have a clinic coming up and we're really focusing on menopausal women. Now, I am not in menopause yet, but one day, right? If I'm so lucky, and bringing in a co coach of mine, my good friend Pam, who has been through that and who, you know, has her own experience, and she's really going to lead on that clinic because she's done it and she's been there, and I'm really just going to be there for support. But that's something that's such like a niche thing, and it's for women of a certain age. Think about these unique solutions that you can create for your customers and your audience. And I really think that is super powerful and something to focus on through the winter so that you can stay relevant and up to date. Now, as far as, so those are three different things that I think you should really focus on right now. And you can pull you can pull so much content from just those things. And if you're searching for other things that you need to post, go back through your feed and repost something in a different way. Maybe you posted some content as a reel and it got really great views. That's awesome. Repurpose that content as a carousel. Repurpose that content with a different video. Use your content that did really well in the past and repurpose it in some different way. Don't get stuck on the performance of the content. Just get it out there and stay consistent with it. But the last thing that I was going to say is remember to stay consistent. And what I mean by that is maybe you're not posting every single day, but find something that you can stick with consistently. And maybe that's 3 times a week. Maybe that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, whatever it is. But stay consistent with posting consistently each week, because it's like the worst thing ever when an account that I follow, they just like ghost you and don't post for so long, or it's like, a company that I love and they just like don't post for so long, and then all of a sudden they pop back up and they're just trying to sell me something. That is the worst. So think about that and how that makes you feel. Doesn't make me want to buy from that brand or that business. So make sure that you're showing up consistently, still sharing your experience, and go back to the 3 things that we talked about in this video, which is solutions, stories, and your system. And then as always, like, talk about how people can hire you. Lead them to your website, lead them to an email list. Don't be afraid to talk about what you offer and things that you have coming up. There's a lot of power in sharing those things. I wanted to make this quick and a little snackable episode for you, and hopefully this helps if you're struggling with what to post on social right now and it's like snowy and cold and you really want to stay relevant in your mountain bike coaching services and in your business. I just want you to think about those things, okay? So keep it up. You guys got this. Remember, create more than you consume. You've got this. And remember to like and subscribe here, especially if this episode resonates with you or if I've helped you in some way. Please let me know in the comments below. And oh, yes, you totally can sign up for the mountain bike coach. It's the social media training coming up. I have another one coming up in February. So if you want to be a part of that, just get on my email list so you'll know when it drops. But other than that, I'm super stoked about a couple of things that I have coming up, some clinics in Sedona. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure you do that at Joanna J. Yates. And I would love to hear from you all. All right, have a great weekend, y'all. I'll talk to you soon.